What did we miss?
Um,
Looks like we got the flute activated.
Good. Did we actually see... Is there anything in Paradox?
Did he do Paradox?
I don't know why he wouldn't.
Yeah, I just pulled up his stream just to kind of check, and there's nothing on his tracker. That's new.
Okay. I mean, there might not have been anything there. Very well. Village of Outcast time. We have a fully completable Thieves Town. We have the hammer. We don't have to worry about any of that. Makes sense to just go ahead and do that. And who knows, maybe you can find the fire rod to then go to Skull Woods.
Yeah, make some nice convenient routing for them.
So at this point, we need a can of Samaria. We need a fire rod. We need that book to get mitts. We might need a medallion for Mire or T-Rock. And we might need that... I mean, we'll need that hookshot across the gap at the top of GT. Or to potentially find the big key on left side and stuff like that. We don't need it to beat Swamp, potentially. We don't know yet.
Yeah, I was going to say, do we need the hookshot? It's a super convenient hookshot.
The question is, I mean, I'm assuming these runners... I would have just assumed these runners can beat Ganon Star without the hookshot. But, you know, we don't know. We still need to find... What I'm getting at is we need a lot of items still.
Yeah.
But as of right now, we definitely need a fire rod. We definitely need a Samaria. And we definitely need that book. Those are the things we 100% need. And it looks like the audio is all fixed, so... Awesome.
Cool. Ooh.
Well, I mean, the nice thing for Gamma is having that flute will make checking that quickly.
Yeah, it's true. We got the flute already and found the powder in Hype Cave. Or Hype Cave? Is that where the powder was?
Yeah, powder and flute. I think we're both in Hype Cave in the back.
Yeah, so not worried at all about just going and turning that in at some point. One of those one-off checks that's not so bad with the flute.
So yeah, once we're done with this, I think we still have a little bit more Village of Outcast left to check. And then it's a matter of, okay, do I do these fetch quests? Do I dip into Skull without Fire Rod? Do I go check, like, Graveyard Ledge King's Tomb? And then, of course, Gamma still has East Death Mountain to think about as well.
Yeah, we're, just go to Left Side Swamp and get your book.
Yeah, that's the thing, is we have all the means to do the front of Swamp, Pendant Swamp, but, nobody wants to do that. That'd be a pretty gutsy play to make, I think, at this point.
Yeah, there's still a fair bit of stuff they have left available.
Now, this is, of course, game one, so both players could probably play a little risky and just make up for it in game two, depending on if it goes the wrong way.
One thing that actually is going to kind of work out with Gamma routing in Hype Cave first is that after finishing up Village of Outcast area, he can choose to go north, do Graveyard Legend Catfish, and get some crappy one-off checks out of the way. But I don't know. What do you think about that?
That's probably, I mean, that's what I would anticipate. That's because, like, with Top Life, having not done Hype Cave or Stumpy or any of that, we'll probably head south. So we'll probably continue to see a little bit of a divergence. I'm gonna assume neither player is gonna check Skull Woods. Put that off for a little bit longer.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be, one of the first plays you would do in a situation where they have, a lot more dense areas.
Mm-hmm. It's like, do you check Skull Woods without Fire Rod, or even without, like, Cane of Samaria to make that vanilla big key check a little bit more convenient?
Yeah.
Or do you go to, like, Paradox Cave or Hype Cave, stuff like that? But yeah, that's the other thing to consider, is that with Top Life heading down to Hype Cave next, and assumingly not finding anything, that there is that potential Swamp Palace dip right there. It's just sitting there.
That's true. That's very true. Keep getting like synchronous boss fights here.
Yeah.
And like you said, they've done different stuff in the middle. They just keep ending up in the same boss at the same time.
Yeah, other than that mushroom, nothing really in this Thieves Town. Where are we off to next? Right now, I mean, the biggest thing that would open stuff up
Okay.
is not that. I mean, that's nice. I mean, we'll probably head to Skullwoods just right now for Gamma. Yeah, would Toplife continue down to Hype Cave at this point, or head up and do Skullwoods? Because you know, you always want to be clearing crystals if you can, for the most part.
Yeah, I wonder. Maybe he tries to break up his routing here when he finds the fire rod and says, "You know what? I can go finish Skullwoods and do the north checks, and then save and quit to Hype Cave or something." Or, yeah, that sounds about right.
Well, and the other thing is that Toplife can get this fire rod, go to Skullwoods, and with Hera completed, can check Pyramid Fairy with that Hype Cave check.
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, I hadn't even realized those were the 2 red crystals.
Now, Pyramid Fairy generally is a pretty slow play, but with Aga already dead, that means we can use that portal in front of Hyrule Castle to save a little bit of time and cut out a couple screen transitions, but we're heading straight to Graveyard Legend King's Tomb on Toplife's side, which is... Okay, well, if his plan is to do Skullwoods at the end of this trip, then I could see the Hype Cave, Pyramid Fairy, Catfish play follow-up, so... It makes sense.
Yeah, right, because he doesn't have a hookshot. You can't get back here very easily, right?
Right. Well, I was expecting Toplife to just follow what Gamma's doing and going right into Skullwoods, but, you know, getting these checks out of the way, I think it'll work out. It'll be fine.
It's fine. They'll end up at the next boss they fight at the same time.
Well, except for this one.
Oh, yeah.
But the next one. Nothing along this section for Toplife. Gamma's fallen into the moth fight. Plenty of health, though you generally don't want sword beams. But could pull off some dash strats or something. Dash pokes. The thing, though, about doing back to front for the Skullwoods is that, you know, I guess it's good because if you find the big key, then you can just go backwards and check it. But, like, at least checking the bridge chest in the back here is fast, because you have the mirror, so you don't have to worry about death warping or anything.
Yeah, definitely.
Bit of a rough Mothula fight for Gamma here.
Yeah, it doesn't want to play along.
Did we see Bumper Ledge from Toplife just now? I was watching the moth.
I was also watching the moth.
It looked like he entered from like the screen with the fortune teller.
Yeah, but it sounds like chat was saying that there was nothing there, so.
Yeah. Single arrow. Love it.
Very nice.
Oh,
Ooh.
There's the book. Okay.
Now, Gammachuu finished Moth. Do you go back and check Ped here? You don't really have another time to do it. Is there anything that could be on Ped?
Yeah, I think Samaria can be. Yeah, Samaria.
Oh, okay, Samaria.
Hookshot? No, not Hookshot. Samaria. I don't know. Without a Hookshot in hand, I wouldn't even worry about it. I think. We'll definitely see it on Toplife's side, I'm pretty sure. I don't think we'll see it on Gamma's.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now it can really only be Samaria. And maybe like a medallion that's required. But yeah, here's the thing. With that book in hand, Gamma can now go get the mitts, which unlocks everything.
Yeah, and get desert out of the way.
And because of that glove, you know, Toplife is going to get the book and just... Ooh. Well, he has plenty of fairies. He's fine.
Those damn mummies.
That info that Gamma has about the mitts being on Desert Ledge is not super beneficial anymore, just because, you know, Desert is a clearable dungeon we could do. It's a crystal. It'd be different if, like, Desert was a pendant right now.
Yeah. Or if this wasn't the first gloves here. If they didn't find the first glove in pot already.
Yeah. That with mitts in hand, I mean, you could... That opens up Green Pendant. Ice Palace. Ooh, that's another moth. It's another Yoshi down. Still has another fairy, so it's fine.
Yeah, he started the game with 2 extra lives.
Oh, especially to die with 1 hit left. That's unfortunate. I mean, you kind of want to save those fairies if you can.
Yeah, they don't have a ton of health. I mean, well, he has 8 hearts, so not going to get that many more, but this is convenient too, having the flute to be able to just do this, get it out of the way.
Yeah, I think Gamma's routing's going to work out in his favor just because of the items that he found in, like, Hype Cave and there being nothing up on East Death Mountain. Now the question is, after this, you know, where do you go next if you're Gammachuu?
Yeah, he still has to find that red cane somewhere.
Nothing on the pedestal on Toplife's side. Gonna grab that book and maybe Hype Cave into... Ooh. Well, now we could see Hype Cave into Bombo's tablet here for Toplife.
Oh, yeah, that'll be new. Interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of the downside about Gamma's routing, though, is because he's already done all that up to digging game, that Bombo's tablet is very isolated. And, you know, generally you want to hold off on doing it until you're, like, going into Swamp or something. So that could be beneficial for Toplife. Not even going to check Hype Cave, though, but going to go straight for this. Down to half heart, got to be a little careful, though. Ooh.
Yeah, no more fairies.
No fairies. Now, we did see 1 item here in Desert so far. Another one coming up, maybe in the big chest. Probably on Land Molas. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Just kidding. Just 3 bombs. Nothing to see here. Oh yeah, that's the interesting thing is you get the mitts. You know, you probably just go ahead and check Mire Shed, Mire Medallion, and Checkerboard.
Oh yeah, that's true. You're just right there. Well, I guess you have the flute, so it's the same difference, right?
But do you go to, like, Dark Death Mountain next?
Yeah, I'm wondering. Well, I guess after you finish Desert, then if you go up and do Hera, you can check Ether Tablet now, and then you have all of the mountain except, you know, the 3 chests in Hookshot Cave, like you were pointing out.
I think Gamma was surprised he didn't get the,
Yeah.
the key dash and just kind of stood there like, oh, whoops.
Just took a tile to the face.
Well, you know, you're expecting it to happen, then there's, like, the transition time, so you're not even, like, paying attention to the game for a second. You sit there taking a tile to the back of the head. But yeah, here's the other thing to consider is, you know, let's assume that we have the medallions that we do need. And with the pendant Swamp Palace, you know, Hookshot could be in Ganon's Tower. That is a possibility. So
yeah, that's true. And a pendant Ice Palace.
Just be looking for that Samaria out in the wild.
Yeah, this could be fun.
Nice Land Molas. Nice 1 cycle. And another crystal for Gamma. That's what, number 4 now?
Yeah, number 4. Getting them done quickly. Yeah, both runners doing a really good job, you know, executing through this and just cleaning things up quickly. It feels like always nice to have the Tempered Sword to be able to do things like that, especially in hard standard mode.
Oh yeah, Tempered Sword makes things much easier. There's probably been a lot of us in this tournament that, got to do Mash the Sword throughout the entire seed, all the way to Ganon, like, please, I just want a Tempered Sword to speed things up a little bit.
Yeah, just to even make it more enjoyable at the end.
Well, we did see Quake Medallion is going to be our Mire Medallion, so that's 1 down. Don't need that Bombos yet.
Do you dip Mire here? Just to make
No.
sure, make sure that Red Cane's just not sitting in its vanilla place? Because otherwise you might last location it pretty hard, right?
I don't know, man. It's such a tough call. You never know. It could just be sitting in there. Oh, well, there's Bombos.
Wow.
Okay, so we don't have to worry about medallions at all. I'd say this is a pretty tough position to be in as Gamma right now. And probably eventually Top Life, assuming he does.
Yeah.
I think he skipped Hype Cave because he probably still wants to do Hype Cave up to Pyramid Fairy after this desert route.
Yeah, actually, that's pretty smart order, too. Smart routing there.
And then he'll more than likely go activate Flute and then immediately do Magic Bat, which is another check we have not seen.
Yeah, that's a very good point. So now Gamma can get the TR Medallion knowledge and realize that he has all 3.
No. So close.
Is that 2? Oh.
Okay, alright, he's good. Ooh, Top Life down to a heart. Gotta be careful here. I don't think the little rocks that Landmill is... I don't remember if they do a full heart or half a heart. I know touching Landmill, I think, does a full heart.
I think they do half a heart. But yeah.
So let's talk about our options right now. This is our first time we're seeing Ether Tablet. This could be something, and it's not. We have that Pendant Swamp. We have Pyramid Fair. We have Magic Bat. We have Catfish. We haven't seen that either. We do have the small portion of Dark Death Mountain available, including the 2 items in Super Bunny Cave and the 1 item in Hookshot Cave. We do have potentially 2 available items in Misery Mire. And of course, we do have all of Green Pendant Ice Palace. Gosh.
Wow. This is where seeds get really scary, right?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Because it's so easy to just pick every wrong option. And, in a 1v1, you gotta sit here and think, like, what's my opponent gonna do? What could I do to, minimize time loss or, try and match their... The fun part about 1v1s, especially when you know who your opponent is, compared to, like, the ladder, where you don't know who your opponent is mostly, is that you can kind of watch, you can study your opponent, you can learn what their quirks are, what they usually try and go for, and you can route against it, or, be like, oh, I feel like I have the better execution, so I can just try and match them and do it faster.
Yeah, like you were saying, if you know your opponent's tendencies to check certain things or not check certain things, you could say, well, I'll just do the opposite, and if I find it, then I know that they're not going to check it, and then I have a good lead. But at the same time, depending on how these seeds play out, it could just be on the path.
And that's the tough part, is you never really know if you're ahead or behind at this point. So, you don't always need to make that big Hail Mary play. Another thing we do have is the dreaded Smith Chain. Of course, it's not too bad because we do have Mire and Flute, but it's still less than ideal. All right, what are we going to get in Pyramid Fair? We've got a Bottle Toss for a B. $50. And the King of Samaria.
Wow. So that's pretty much go mode. If Top Life needs to make it over to Checkerboard Cave, I guess we're about to find out. But, headed to somewhere.
Heading to Catfish, it looks like. Or it might be mushroom turn-in, buying some potions. So...
Did he activate his flute? Did he not?
I don't know. I don't think he has now. He just got it out of Hype Cave, so...
Okay, that's why.
Yeah. So, we of course still need Hookshot for the top of Ganon's Tower, and potentially to find the big key if it's on left side, logically.
That's true, yeah, I keep forgetting that Hookshot's a thing.
We do have the ability, unless Bombos is required for T-Rock, to clear the remainder of our crystal dungeons. I mean, at this point, we're kind of in... It's kind of a... It's turned into a hover or molder and bounce seed. So... Which we've seen our fair share of those in this tournament alone.
Oh, yeah.
Topplife going to activate that flute and probably head straight over to the Mire area first. Going to be relieved to find Bombos potentially, or might just skip it and just hope that they have the medallion for both dungeons.
So that's what we missed in Paradox earlier.
Such good stuff.
Yep. I'm glad he got the extra heart.
Well, let's see. If Gamma, like, finds Hookshot up on Dark Death Mountain, then maybe this race will turn to his favor. But right now, Toplife's looking pretty good with that Pyramid Fairy clear or check for Kana Samaria.
Yeah, because what's left for Gammachuu after this? I mean, obviously Swamp and Ice Palace, the pendant dungeons. But feels like Pyramid Fairy is a choice that kind of makes sense. Like, would you do Pyramid Fairy or the Smith Chain, right?
Oh, I think Pyramid Fairy... I would assume Gamma's going to do Pyramid Fairy next, just because he also did just get the other Pyramid Fairy crystal.
Right.
Oh, and
Makes
it is
sense.
Bombos, so Topplife does need to get that medallion out of Hookshot Cave, or a Checkerboard Cave. So, you know, Gamma might be able to save a little bit of time here in Mire, potentially skipping, like, cutscene chests, like go-moding it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good point.
But yeah, that is a possibility. I feel like running up and checking Checkerboard Cave is a pretty safe play to make after Mire. Just because you need to be in the light world anyway, but...
Yeah, that's true, yeah. And I am assuming that, you know, regardless of if these runners can get across without a hookshot, they might still want to find one.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm sure generally any runner would prefer to have hookshot than to not have hookshot going into GT. $20. All right, Gamma, where are we going? For those just tuning in, Gamma needs to go to Pyramid Fairy to get that Kana Samaria. And to go get the last two crystals to get into Ganon's Tower. We still are not aware of where this hookshot could be. Well, I mean, we're aware of where it could be. We have no idea where it is.
Yeah, it looks like if he gets this here, he knows, you know, he already has the TR pendant, medallion knowledge and can just go straight through Mire, like you said. And if, you know, if he, depending on where the big key is, he can just choose to go straight to the boss.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's a God Mire, so could potentially just be a vanilla big key, and then Gamma's not going to, you know, gain any time on that. But right now, Topplife is just slightly in the lead, just because of, you know, going to skip out on the Dark Death Mountain checks. But who knows? You know, if we leave here without a hookshot, Topplife might check, like, Super Bunny. Nah. You do T-Rock. Just hope hookshot's in there. If I would be not happy. I would be stressed if I was one of these runners. This is not a good place to be in a race. So it's like, do I check a little more in Turtle Rock? Just hoping I find that hookshot. There's our big key. Yeah, I personally haven't watched much of the... Well, I take that back. I have commentated 2 of Top Life's races in this tournament, so I should know Top Life's abilities a little bit more. So I'm not 100% aware of their Moldorm or Hover capabilities here. So we'll just have to wait and see, or hope that a Hookshot shows up.
Yeah, I feel like this tournament has had enough races with people losing to, you know, Moldorm bounces or hovering type stuff, type seeds rather, that, you know, as the tournament goes on, I can't imagine some of the, you know, runners at this late in the tournament haven't realized, like, okay, if I can't do this consistently, I might practice it just a little bit to make sure that I'm comfortable with it in a seed like this.
Yeah, it doesn't, like, I wonder how many times a seed like this has actually shown up in this tournament alone. I feel bad. Like, a good pal of mine, my pal, Bruce fan JP, his game 1 and game 3 in his group stage, his opponent Moldorm bounced
Yeah.
to victory, and it's just like, what are the odds that would happen twice in the same set? It's just bonkers.
Yeah, twice in the set. That's you know, that's how I got knocked out.
Oh yeah, I watched that race.
Yeah.
I remember that. That was nuts.
Definitely seen those. There was the Shady Force for someone.
Shady Force versus someone 325. Yeah, was that the first one, and then yours was like the second one?
Might have been. Yeah, and then
at least on
Brewers fan had 2
Restream,
in a
I'm pretty
row.
sure. Yeah. For me, like, hovering and Moldorm bounce, it's like I'll either get it first try or I'll never get it in like an hour worth of attempts. That's usually how it goes.
You open up the practice hack and just go do it. Like,
Yeah.
oh, this is easy.
Well, that's how I warmed up for all of my tourney races, and then never did I need it.
Nice fight there with the cape. Top life, able to take down Vidi. 11 arrows to the eyeball.
Oh my god, of course,
Okay.
of course. Of course. It's
Come on,
just...
game. I think you called that at the beginning of this race, right?
Oh, the classic hookshot. Oh, I have boots. Better get my hookshot and Mire, or vice versa. Yep. Okay, well, that is go mode if Top Life checks checkerboard. Top Life has to check checkerboard right now. Eh.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Oh boy. You can't blame him, honestly. Such a good chance of having the medallion that he needs.
Yeah, and now
Right.
with the hookshot, we'll end up spending time in Hookshot Cave getting the last 3 checks. And where do you go after that?
I mean, that was the one
Do you
worry
go
I
back
had.
to checkerboard?
If Hookshot was in Mire, it's like Top Life would just bail. Oh, well, man, I'm bummed now because I don't know
Yeah.
what Top Life's gonna do after this. I would probably check checkerboard before dipping ice or swamp, though.
That's kind of what I was going to ask, because with the hookshot there, all of a sudden you see Bombos and things like, well, Swamp's open now.
Yeah. Well, more open. Nice spooky action glitch over on Gamma's side, heading into the Vidi fight. Gamma is going to beat this boss, get his hookshot, and be in actual go mode. At, 108, that's not a bad time for this this
Oh,
tourney.
definitely.
We've seen some quick finishes, but that's pretty good. And yeah, the thing is, like, there's literally nothing Top Life can find that would benefit him by, not having Bombos already at this point. Be different if, like, they were both on Master Sword and there was a Tempered Sword sitting in here. I mean, there was a big 20 down there, so... But Gamma didn't get that.
True, yeah, it could have just been another sword. They don't have a ton of health, so...
Or
And another.
that could have been the sword. Or that... No, that's a heart container. Or maybe this. Nope. Please.
Oh, yeah. So is the sword a bow or a mail upgrade, right?
Yeah. So this is probably...
2 mail upgrades and a sword?
Top Life has Spike Cave, has Smith Chain. Already did Catfish and like all the North Dark World routes, so doesn't really have... I think that's it for overworld checks. Actually, did Top Life do digging game and Stumpy? I'm gonna assume so.
No, he didn't, because he did Hype Cave straight into Pyramid Fairy.
That's a good point. Yeah. Okay.
Did he do Bat?
Did he do Bat?
Actually, probably not, because he got his flute and got the red cane, so he went straight to...
Yeah, you're right.
Straight to Mire, yeah. So he's kind of isolated all the kind of annoying overworld checks at this point.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, because, you know, as a viewer and as a commentator, you want to see a close race, so it kind of is a bummer to see this happening, but at the same time, like, Toplife made arguably a pretty safe play. You know, with 2 medallions in hand, what are the... I mean, the odds are in your favor that you have the medallion that you need.
Yeah,
and if
right.
you didn't, it was probably going to be in Hookshot Cave. But,
would have made sense. There's something behind the Hookshot, right?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Gamma looking pretty good at this point. Going to take a pretty big lead, you know, until Toplife decides to head back to Checkerboard Cave. Looking like we are going to see that Stumpy K45 digging game. And then you kind of just go... I mean, you're probably going to just go ahead and do Smith Chain at this point.
Yeah, right. The routing makes sense.
There was actually, interestingly enough, in a recent bracket stage race between Gammachuu, actually, and In the Name of DT, I think it was a game 2, literally same thing happened. You know, I think it was like a Godmire DT go-moded it, assuming he had the right medallion for T-Rock. And then it ended up being Bombos, and Bombos was in
Bombos.
And Bombos was in Mire, and he skipped it, and then did everything else before going back there.
Oof.
I think there was some other qualifier about that race, but I just remember that being a very similar scenario, kind of.
Yeah, it almost doesn't get more similar than that.
I mean, I could see playing it safe and checking Checkerboard Cave after Mire. It's right there. It's quick enough. You have to mirror anyway to get to the light. So you're only really losing a couple, you know, a bit of walking, a rock lift, and 2 screen transitions. But, like I said, you know, talking about density, Hookshot Cave, Super Bunny, had 2 out of 3 medallions, so your chances were pretty good that you were good to go.
Yeah, I mean, you know, medallion hunts, they could literally, they're like ice rod hunts pretty much. They could be literally anywhere except in the dungeon.
I mean, I'm happy that these runners got the hookshot, but man, I was really hoping for like a hookshot and GT scenario.
Yeah. Just walk into GT and hookshots on the torch hanging out.
Yeah. I don't like to wish ill will upon runners or, you know, like trolley seeds, quote unquote. When you see something someone get bailed out with like a hookshot on the way in a scenario like this, I'm so happy for them because I've been in those positions and it's not fun to be in that position where it's like, am I gonna have to hover or molder and bounce? And then, you know, it was actually last tournament. I was in, I think it was a game 1 or game 2, and Harrow was my last crystal dungeon before GT. I was literally right there, and my mind was made up. I was ready to hover, and then Moldorm had hookshot, and I was like, all right, never mind. I don't have to think about it anymore.
I like how you get all prepped and stuff too, right?
Yeah.
It's all in your head, like, okay, I'm ready for this. I'm ready. Oh, there's the hookshot.
Oh, and then your mind's all like scattered because of it, so you start routing stupid in GT, which is pretty common because GT is a dungeon that I don't like. But yeah, this is kind of the one thing is you skip one thing and all of a sudden you go on this long-winded route, which arguably is a relatively efficient route to do Stumpy K45 all the way up to Smith Chain.
Yeah, yeah. If you're clearing out the overworld, this is a very efficient way to do it. But yeah, Gammachuu about to enter the Trinex fight to get his 7th crystal.
And then we're gonna be heading into Ganon's tower. we'll finally get some use out of that hook shot. Just put it on left side. Put it in rando room or something.
I think he bought a potion earlier, right? So he has a blue goo and a fairy here.
Maybe we'll actually see a second row of hearts for Gamma. Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. Maybe it's right here. Huh.
Nah. Bummer.
Oh, we're getting the swamp play from Top Life. Okay, I don't think we're gonna see Bombos on Top Life screen at all. Oh, that's so unfortunate. But the fortunate side of all this is only game 1. So this is not a make or break kind of race right here. You know, Top Life still has game 2 to bring it back.
So, of the 22 chests in GT, where do you like to see the big key?
Where do I like to see it? I mean, as soon as possible, generally. Where has it been the most this tourney? It feels like it's been like behind Ice Armos the most.
Yeah, forcing them to go all the way through.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's never right side. Never.
Well, you definitely have, you know, different runners choose to do Hope Room differently. A lot of people say do the right chest first, you know, or some people say I do the left chest first and then go full left anyway. Who cares? But I like to see it there and then pick one. But then the runner always does the opposite of what, you know, the right way to do this room is.
No keys on the right, so I guess we're going full left.
Yeah,
I don't know. I used to always go Stalfos first and then Mire and do right to Compass Room, but I just feel like wow, both of the greens are in GT. Look at all the goods.
Wow.
I don't know, I just feel like the big key has not been showing up on right side as often, at least from the tourney races that I've commentated and watched.
Yeah.
All right, that's location number 4. Number 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Only 2 keys so far, or one chest key so far.
Yeah, when I see that, I'm thinking, okay, there's going to be a small key in rando room or compass room with the big key.
Yeah, exactly. It's always weird to like think of the key layout, the small key layouts in GT, like having any meaning, and they just kind of have meaning in a way that it doesn't actually matter because you're full clearing the entire parts of GT anyway. So
I remember, like, if I do like the Stalfos route first, if I get like 2 keys in that room, then I'll go ahead and check double firebar room because I'm thinking to myself like, okay, well they gave me more keys, so I can maybe the big key's gonna be there. I don't like if I get too many keys, then I'm thinking, okay, well maybe Ta room's got that big key, and it all just means nothing really. It's just
It's fun to be superstitious about it though.
It is.
It's on another green 20.
Oh, that's 2 rows of hearts for Gamma. Nice. Well, it's kind of like, you know, you after playing this game for so many years, you kind of see a lot of these similar patterns, and you get these like weird ideas like, okay, well, if this is here, then this has to be here, generally.
Yeah.
Or it's also where you get that mentality of like, okay, well, I've put off this location for as long as I have. If my go mode is there, then I've already lost, so I'll just continue putting it off forever.
Yeah.
Shield on Argus. Top Life gets there. Another pendant.
Yeah, I think he saw a shield in Hammer Pegs as well, so it's actually got his mirror shield, sort of.
Gonna go ahead and go back in for left side. Isn't it the worst when you full clear like 99% of the overworld, but the one that you skip is where your go mode item is?
Oh, yeah.
This is a very unique Ice Armos quote-unquote setup from Gamma, but he gets through it.
It's funny watching him slide back and forth between each shot. It almost looks like timed.
Alright, well. No Ice Armos, big key. Going right side. And if you're Gamma at this point, you're like, just be tile rooms. I don't feel like I lost time here.
Right. Yeah, the Stalfos room first is definitely a very popular. I kind of feel like watching enough of this tournament that it almost seems like a half and half kind of thing. Like half the runners do that, and the other half do hope to whatever.
Stalfos first is just arguably the safer play because you don't want to do a full left to Ice Armos and find nothing and have it just be Encompass Room. But you're sacrificing time for the sake of the safer play. You're less likely to get burned unless it happens to be a scenario where you and your opponent are entering GT at the same time. And there it is on the right side. I was wrong. Wow. Who'd have thought? What number was that? Like 19?
There were 3 left, so... Yeah, 19, 20. Yeah, 19.
I didn't have to count. I just read chat, and they never lie. Good job, guys.
Thanks, chat.
Thanks, chat. Y'all done it. Now, do you think Toplife's going to go straight to Ice Palace next?
Kind of makes sense from his perspective, right? Like you said, if there's the one check, like, you skipped it this long, you're not going back.
Oh, it's even that kind of Swarm Palace. Ugh, I hate it. And that's the crazy thing, is Toplife was in the lead, leaving Mire. But that one decision cost him this race, pretty much.
Yeah, if he had took the time and popped over to checkerboard real quick. But I like what you said, though, that it is a check that you do have to be in the light world to flute anyway. And, just grab it out of the way.
It's a very safe play to make. And who knows? Toplife might have just forgot about it. It's possible. I don't usually like to assume that, but there is that muscle memory of, oh, Mire's done, time to mirror and flute away.
Yeah, right. That's true.
And yeah, if Hookshot had been in T-Rock instead. Yeah, pretty much there. T-Rock, or if Hookshot hadn't been in Mire on Vidi, then Toplife very likely would have checked checkerboard right then and there.
Oh,
but then
definitely.
You sit there and you think, well, what if Bombos just wasn't in checkerboard or was somewhere else, Pretty standard trip up the gauntlet here for Gamma. He's down a few hearts and has very little magic, but he's plenty of safeties, and though he doesn't know it, has plenty of time.
Yep. Yeah, it's always interesting in these high-level races when you're climbing GT and you just think that everything you've done, in the back of your mind, you're like, oh, I did all these extra things. There's no way my opponent did all that, and you always feel behind, like no matter what, even when you're fairly ahead.
Oh, it's impossible not to just. At least for me, I just always assume I'm losing every race.
Yeah.
Unless I made some Hail Mary that worked out. It's like, but even then, I'm like, what if they made that Hail Mary? They did it faster.
Fake real powder?
Fake real powder. You'll love to see it. No Moldorm bounce today, but that's okay.
Yeah, not even just for fun.
So the good news is we have another 2 a.m. match between these two. Basically 24 hours from today, from right now. 23-ish. The next day will be our game 2, so, most people will be rooting for that top lane victory to get it. Because everyone likes game 3s, and there's been a lot of game 3s this tournament.
Oh yeah, you love to see that. That's when the competition's at like the highest level, and everyone's just going back and forth, trading games.
Yeah, this tournament has actually been pretty nuts.
Yeah.
And I want to actually go take a look, but I'm sure there's been quite a few people in the tournament that has had nothing but game 3 scenarios throughout the entire tournament.
Yeah, that actually did happen to me in groups. I played nine games in my group. All game 3s.
That's a lot of games.
Yeah.
That's so many.
Yeah, at this point, I believe Gammachoo's been undefeated, so he's played 10 matches to get to this this race.
What? Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
Oh no. What does it mean?
It's a nice looking pyramid there. Where do you think the top went?
This is fine. Nothing to see here, chat. Don't worry. It'll be back. I hope. Wow, what a riveting Ganon fight. Definitely already on phase 3, probably. Oh, I hear it! Okay, we're back. It would have been so anticlimactic.
Yeah.
Just all of a sudden it comes back and he's in the Triforce room. Like,
Yeah, I was just thinking that. I think there was someone joking during one of the Moldorm Bounce matches that, there was a freeze on the screen. And it's like, watch the stream comes back and he's on the other side.
oh yeah!
That was
definitely I feel like I commentated that maybe, or saw that. One of the two.
Yeah. Hey, green pendant for Toplife. And Toplife did check the ped too, so he knows that they're,
Yeah, there's just cash there. I don't think he's going to make it to Sahasrara before Gamma finishes here, though. Yeah. Fun match overall. Just really, it just came down to one decision in the end, and sometimes that's all it takes.
Yeah, it was a pretty heavy execution seed for sure. They were, 5-6 hearts the entire seed, basically.
Oh yeah, that's going to do it. Gamma's going to take game 1 over Toplife, and yeah, as you said, he is currently undefeated in brackets so far. So looking to continue that streak tomorrow. But yeah, GG's in chat for both runners. Let's see if we can get them in here for some chit-chatter. Welcome. GG's to both y'all.
Hey, GG's Toplife.
So, yeah, I mean, what's there to say? You guys were pretty neck and neck throughout most of the seed. A lot of simultaneous dungeons together, a lot of simultaneous bosses, bit of divergence in the mid part, but a forced Moon Pearl or Aga for Moon Pearl on Pyramid. And then it all kind of culminated up till you guys were both doing Mire yeah, Gamma having the glove info on the desert ledge and checking the Mire area prior to actually getting the Samaria and then getting that Bombos, so it's tough.
I gotta say that Pearl on Pyramid Ledge just sucks because I considered doing it before I even went to the eastern area. I'm like, I should probably do it because this looks like an obvious Aga seed, but I'm like, I really would like to have the boots as I'm dashing around Dark World, so I'll probably get my Moon Pearl first. Then I find nothing in the eastern area, and all I had left was a sick kill. I'm like, I'm gonna do that. I want to get this out of the way. I want boots at the start of Dark World.
Yeah,
it's just right there.
I thought about the same, but then I saw Allison did it in his race, and I kind of analyzed it, and then I just realized how punished you can get for it, because it's just as reasonable that you just find a glove, and then you have all the mount.
Yeah, you find a glove, all of a sudden you can do mount and stuff. I was actually kind of surprised that neither you checked Lumberjack the first time you were over in that area, but of course, as you want to hold off until you can probably do it on the way up to Death Mountain to save a little bit of time. And
yeah, that's what I pretty much was doing, just waiting for a glove.
Yeah, and I mean, usually when you leave Hyrule Castle with boots, you're not immediately thinking, "Oh, this is going to be an Aga seed," but then then the game just started slowly giving you those items, sending you that direction.
Yeah,
Yeah,
here's. Go ahead, Top.
Yeah, I was just for my case, I just messed up. I had a bit bad rat RNG, so they got him away quite a lot, and then I managed to get hit by a guard, so I was down to 1 heart, and then nah, I'm not going to take that. I'm not going to dodge all those birds around that area.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Gotcha. That makes more sense. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about this seed. You know, you got Tempered Sword super early, and you did both get, like, really early bottles, both with fairies in them, which was nice, but, you know, it wasn't until Gamma was in... Where'd you get your... You got a heart container in GT that got you to 11, I think.
Yeah, there's one in there somewhere.
So, and, you know, I think you both did Pod with 5 hearts, Green Mail, which is kind of scary a little bit.
That's always fun, but the fairies did help. You know, it's a little peace of mind.
Yeah, if I had thought about the fairies. I thought about them in Skullwoods, though.
Thought about him a lot. But yeah, it felt until we saw the first glove, like it, you know, it was a very linear seed, and then you get a glove and you get a little bit of divergence. You know, Gammy went straight for the Spike Cave play up on Death Mountain and then and then of course having to save and quit and put you on the pyramid, and I was like, well, I guess I'll do something else then, right?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to go to East Death Mountain without the mitts, because going around with, you know, Mire just sucks, and then you find mitts afterwards. You're leaving 2-3 checks with boots. Like, oh gosh, you know, I'm only gonna go to Spike Cave, and I'll leave the rest for later when I'm down to like really bad checks, and hopefully I find the mitts before coming up here.
Yeah,
which I did, but there was nothing up there.
And I'm sure you were holding out for Hookshot to Harapot and save time in there as well.
Oh yeah, that would have been nice as well.
Did the thought of it?
But...
I guess it not having Fire Rod yet, you weren't really considering like Pyramid Fairy that early.
No, I wasn't really considering that. I did get scared. You know, your GT mode without Hookshot, you know, that's never fun.
It's not just that even if it's on the way, I still felt like I lost 2 minutes there just because I had to look for Hookshot. So even if it's technically not a hover seed, it's still a hover seed, sort of.
Well, the interesting thing is, like, you know, both you, topplife, you're actually, I think you were the first one into Misery Mire, and I'm assuming, you know, when you finished and found the Hookshot on Vidi, which is always like a big breath of fresh air, were you just like, all right, I have the medallion for T-Rock, or it's going to be in Hookshot Cave, let's just go?
I mean, the probability is so high on my side. And there's several races that have been within a minute. And I already felt like I threw away 2 minutes looking for that Hookshots.
Oh, like in Mire?
Yeah, just Mire, or just going to turn in the mushroom, I guess.
Oh yeah, because you did
2 minutes,
you did do a little extra stuff after getting Canis Amari out of Pyramid Berry. So okay, was it because you didn't have your flute activated yet? So you just figured you'd check some stuff along the way and get some potions and stuff?
It was mainly just to search for a Hookshot.
Okay. Yeah, it was just unfortunate that the one spot you skipped ended up being the one that had the thing that you needed, and then...
It's not the only place I skipped. Like, I skipped Catfish, I skipped the Ether Tablet, I skipped Spike, yeah, so...
Okay, yeah, true. I forgot that you didn't do Catfish, I thought... Okay.
Yeah, I had thought you'd done that too, I forgot.
No, Catfish is a bad check. It doesn't exist. Yeah, and I was kind of prepared to maybe go for the Moldern Bounce. I'm not that great at it, but I did not want to waste any time at that point because I didn't feel too great. Yeah, I assume you also did, Eastern as well, Topplife, because I was just, you know, I full cleared everything before I even touched Aga, and I don't know, I didn't feel too great. I don't even think there was anything up in the mountain, was there? Only the red crystal heron, that's it. Everything else was garbage, so I don't know. I was not feeling the best. I was just hoping Hookshot would somewhere like left side swamp or something dumb, and try to kind of get bailed out by that. But it was right there, so I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how I was feeling.
I did Eastern too, and I also did go straight to the boss gamble. So I went back in to search for the last item, and
Oh, the third item. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's rough.
it's more like I just followed the bow. I knew that pod still was an option, so it wasn't that much, but it's also a little bit back to statistics page from Structural Mike made that if on average the gamble also pays out, but of course when you're just searching for when you don't need to kill the boss, it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the Eastern vanilla big key chest gamble?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that if you're looking for one item, then on average it's better to go for a boss according to the statistical sheet of Structural Mike, which I haven't checked out in detail myself, so it's just
Gotcha. That's
yeah.
I don't like that skip ever. So, but that's just me personally. But you know, the math don't lie, I guess.
Yeah, it's a pendant too. I don't want to waste time with that. So I'm like, yeah, I got the third item, pedestal, and in my mind it always never exists unless I'm like in front of Skull Woods with Mire on hand, then I'll do a pet check. Other than that, it's like, yeah, I don't. even if I had the equipment to clear everything, it's like, nah.
Yeah, and like after you guys found Fire Rod, like I mean, the only thing that could have possibly been on the pedestal would have been Samaria or Bombos, yeah, which was a possibility. And yeah, because of the way you routed Skull Woods Gamma, you know, you got book afterwards. You're like, you know, Top Life checked pedestal because the way that they routed Skull.
Oh,
So-
he did it from first.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm like, nah. And I wanted to keep going until Kingston, and after that, I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna do Catfish. I got book on hand. That's good enough for me.
I set it up so I could 7 quit out of Skullwoods. That's pretty much why. And then so I wouldn't go back to the front. So
Oh, that's right. You did Graveyard Ledge before going to Skullwoods, right?
Yeah, that was all part of the plan.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I was actually after you got the Fire Rod, I was just intrigued to see you go do Graveyard Legend King's Tomb first, because it's like. But I guess then you know you could have routed in like Hype Cave, Pyramid Fairy up to Catfish or something if stuff didn't show up. So just kind of lining stuff up for later. Feel like I had something, but it's gone. Homie Beer, you got anything for him?
No, I just thought it was an enjoyable race. It was interesting pointing out early, you know, having like 5 hearts for the first half of the seed. It's interesting, but the fairies, yeah, probably made it not as bad. It was cool to see both of you guys basically fighting the same boss at the exact same time a fair bit. You know, it just shows that, you know, at the top level when people are playing seeds like this, you know, no matter what the routing, there's a lot of times where it can converge and end up doing the same things.
Right. Yeah, other than that, maybe Scary Hookshot. It's all right. And the stupid Pearl, that was just dumb. Yeah, it was okay.
Well, you got the Moon Pearl and Pyramid seed out of the way, so hopefully that never happens again for a long time.
No, don't worry. There's probably gonna be the Hookshot and Swamp next race. So
For how many things you guys had for Swamp, I am shocked that there was nothing in there.
Yeah, really.
Absolutely shocked.
that was gonna be almost last thing I would do because the front was open for a while when I was looking for mids. I'm like, is the book gonna be in there or something stupid? I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah,
It's just terrible.
It's a tough call to make.
Yeah.
We were wondering if Top Life, because of the way you were seemingly going to route Village of Outcast like down to Hype Cave until that Fire Rod showed up. We were wondering if you would have routed down to Hype Cave and like made that play, but did that ever happen? So,
I think I would have gone up the Graveyard Ledge and then
Okay.
save and quit down to the pyramid on the elbow, which I managed to skip the first time going to Todd.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then do it that way.
Well, it was a wacky seed. It's
Yeah.
fun to watch. GG's to both y'all. Looking forward to probably watching another 2 a.m. race tomorrow.
Oh yeah, not so
Yeah.
terrible, right? Not so terrible.
That's fine. It's not even 1 a.m. for me. I'm good. Peace of
Yeah.
cake.
It's not so bad.
The problem is that the morning sun is actually peeking through the window here, so a little bit annoying, but it's fine.
Get that out of there. Pull them blinds down.
Yeah, pull down the blast doors.
But yeah, GG's to both you guys. Thanks for a great race. And you know, of course, good luck to both y'all tomorrow. And you guys got any last words?
Yeah, thanks for doing commentary, Willard and Homemade Beer. Super appreciated. Along with, who was it, Link Force, doing the tracking. Thank you. And GG's to Top Life. Good luck tomorrow.
GG.
Alrighty, well, thanks everyone for watching. There is going to be something coming up on this channel here shortly. Looks like some SMB 3. That's a Mario game. I had a lot of fun, Homemade Beer. Thanks for chit-chatting it with me. It was fun.
Yeah, this was fun. Great race to watch. Enjoyed calming with you.
It's a good time. Of course, thanks Link Force as well for stepping in, doing some tracking. Of course, everyone for watching, and SpeedGaming for doing all that behind-the-scenes stuff. We'll see ya in the next one.